Hi again. I'm gonna do a quick video. It's already ordered, but it's taking a little longer to get here than I expected. Um, Better video equipment and stuff to start doing some of these for real. Just because my buddies started trolling the North Shore, I started getting gear ready to troll as well. So it kind of has me amped up for spring fishing. So I'm just going to give you a few tips right now. I'm going to go more into what type of baits and stuff I use for those cohos and those browns. But one tip, I know a lot of guys use stick baits. I use stick baits. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. But the worst part about these boxes is they like to stick together. Well, I found a little trick that does wonders. It's something everyone has in their house. Rubber bands. All I do is I take them, wrap them around the hooks. You know, if they got 3 hooks, I wrap the back 2 together, then I wrap them together and go around the bill. That way the hooks can't go around, twist around. You can see, take this, close it. You can go, pull them up just like that. They're stuck together. Since the hooks aren't, saves a lot of time, a lot of hassle. I don't mind using stick baits. Some days there's bites that are only stick baits. It just, especially when I'm fishing the South Shore, like out of Port Wing, or even like out by Schwamgen Bay, you know, the island, stuff like that, where I have a better chance at some big steelies or browns. If they're biting on spoons, I prefer to use spoons. Let's see, we got, you know, Michigan Stingers, some guys like Moonshines, Pro Kings. I use mostly Michigan Stingers and Pro Kings. I do have some fin spoons. Um, you know, classic colors, orange, pink. Let's see here. Got a pink and copper here. Got a pink with an orange ladder back here. Usually what I do with the Michigan Stingers and stuff, I like to use the gold or the copper backings. Some have brass. Brass are pretty good. But the reason I like using spoons is because if you get a big fish, sometimes those stick baits, hooks aren't exactly the strongest on them, especially like if you're fishing on a loon's foot or something and you hook into one of those big 20-pound Lakers there in May. If they get like the front hook in their front mouth, and then they get the back 2 in them, they end up being a planer board, and they can swipe across your whole spread and get you all tangled up. I like the spoons. They have much bigger, stronger hooks. And don't worry, cohos, they hit them just fine. One of my favorite ones in the spring for cohos. Let's see. One of these green dolphin Michigan Stingers. You can see the hooks on these things are much bigger and stronger. If you get one of those big fish, I have no worry about it getting into the boat. Especially when you're using those smaller X-Wraps or Brads, the Scatter Wraps, which can sometimes just be killer. Not exactly the strongest hooks in the world. And like I said, if you get those 2 or 3 hook baits, they get one in their mouth, they get the other one stuck in their back, you can swipe across your spread. I do also use Dodgers. I also use full flashers as well, but in the spring, usually those are only up until I'd say about late April, mid-May, right when the smelts start coming in. then the flasher dodger program completely putters out. You'll catch a few random ones, but it's really not worth it. Once they do start roaming around, even the scatter wraps really aren't the greatest. You're basically gonna want to just stick with X-wraps, brads, bombers, stuff that's basically just sitting that top 2 feet, 3 feet of the water column. They can be down, even the Lakers, they'll be down, you'll see them, you'll be out in 60 feet, they'll be down straight on the bottom, and they'll shoot right up to those baits. Sometimes that's all they want. They want something as high, as close to that surface as possible. That's why I kind of like those Michigan Stingers and stuff. They're a nice, light, fluttery spoon. If I can get them to go on it, sometimes you can't. You stick a bunch of those out there, and they'll just sit right on top of that surface. I also love the Michigan Stingers over near Port Wing and stuff for steelhead, because you'll see, if you look really closely sometimes, you'll see that back fin of those steelhead, and they'll be right on that surface, just trolling around like sharks. And they want something. Sometimes the spoon doesn't even need to be in the water sometimes. They just want something nice, shiny, fluttery, right on that surface there. So that's kind of basic. I'm going to go more into colors and how I set up my reels and stuff. I don't really do anything fancy. I know a lot of guys get really into the super stealth presentation. From what I've done, it doesn't really seem to matter too much. But anyways, that's it. I'm hoping I'll have my HD camera and stuff set up, and I can do some more editing. And I also got a portable one, so I can do some on the lake tutorials. I will be doing one in mid-March. Me and some buddies, we're going to go down to Milwaukee, and we're going to try for those browns. So I will be posting a video about that. But mostly, I am really excited for April time to show you guys how we do for those cohos and stuff. Anyways, hope you enjoyed.